is free to roam.
It's interesting, those things of like activities that engender different kind of states. Like, okay, you play a lot of pool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't play much pool, but I do play pool with my friends if they're having a tough time. Like, if you have to have a tough conversation with a friend, if they're down, they're depressed, whatever, this looking each other in the eyes doesn't work so well.
Oh, right. You got to do an activity.
Because there's a lot of thinking time. You know, if it's an emotional conversation, if there's something big going on, a game of pool's kind of fantastic for that, because it just slows everything down. You've got a reason to be there for longer. It's kind of, it's playful, and there's kind of a low-level competition going on, but the stakes aren't high. And you kind of have it's like when you're in the car with a buddy, you have a great conversation, side by side.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I had a friend who was considering suicide, and I did not know until we started playing pool together. I had played pool with him a bunch of times, but we were playing pool together one day, and he just seemed weird. He just seemed off. But it was through the playing that we could talk. Like, we started talking, what's going on? He's like, I am not doing good at all. I'm not doing good at all. I'm like, what's going on? And then, we had this conversation, and he didn't have a lot of money, so he didn't have access to good psychiatric care. So I contacted my business manager, and I said, who's the best guy that we can connect my friend to? And he got on some stuff. I forget which SSRI was, but it ultimately really helped him. And then he turned everything around, and then his life turned around, and he slowly weaned himself off, and then he's fine. But it was like this moment of playing pool. So this is why, like, when people completely dismiss psychiatric medication too, I'm like, I can see how they're overprescribed. I can see how some people become dependent when really they should try exercise and healthy diet. However, when you're dealing with someone who's on the ledge, like, anything you can get that keeps that person from ending their life and making a terrible decision, and if have a bad serotonin balance and dopamine balance in their head, and there's something that we can give them that can help balance them out, and then they slowly move towards a healthier... You know what it is?
It's like someone saying, no, we should all learn to swim. No, sometimes you need a life raft.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a life raft for a couple...
Little babies, they have to have floaties.
Just for a couple of weeks. Yeah. But that thing of like... And we should chat about that, because it's like... Suicide for me is like, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Mm-hmm. Invariably, it's that thing of like, people think they want to disappear, but really they want to be found. And I find it heartbreaking, because I think more so than other fun stuff you go and see, with comedy, I notice a lot of people that are depressed or have suicidal ideation are self-medicating with stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. So they watch a lot of comedy, or they come to a lot of comedy shows, because it's kind of the opposite of what they're feeling. And it's that thing of I always do a bit about it at the end of the show. I mean, I tell a lot of brutal jokes, and then I talk about it, because you go, there's going to be someone in the crowd. I had this like heartbreaking thing where I've had it a couple of times now, where people come up and go, I had this amazing woman talk to me about, she was celebrating like 14 years of extra life. But she was like 17 or something at home, and she was thinking about ending it, but she was waiting until everyone had gone to sleep before she hung herself.
Oh, God.
And she turned on her computer on YouTube, and she saw clips of some panel show bullshit that I was doing. And she laughed.
Oh, wow.
And then she watched another clip. And then she watched another, and then she got super into comedy and whatever. She didn't do it that night. And then she watched more of it the next day, and somehow that got her over, or she attributed that to getting her over a hump.
Well, sometimes you just have to have access to other thoughts. Yeah. And when someone's a good comic like yourself, what happens is you allow that person to kind of think for you when you're enjoying their performance. And sometimes it's just that's enough. Sometimes it's great philosophy or a great book, or someone gives a great like inspirational speech where it just makes you like really think, like, wow, like what is it about the way this person is talking right now that is changing my state? It's changing my state of mind, because I'm thinking the way they're thinking. I'm allowing them, because they're so eloquent.
Taking the controls, yeah.
And because what they're saying is so precise, and they have so much passion in what they're saying. There's so much enthusiasm that it's contagious. And now all of a sudden I feel better.
It's that, it's perspective. You know, have you ever had Peter McGraw on here?
No.
Peter McGraw is that guy that he came up with the benign violation theory of comedy.
What is that?
So benign violation theory is the idea.
Have I had Peter McGraw? This is a real problem when you've had
Peter McGraw.
2005